Hey, what's up, guys? Coming back from the video. Today I'm going to do my What If series there. What if Naruto was a girl? Part 5 there. So, in part 4 there, they went to the Land of Waves there. Technically, Akashi was taking on Zabuza there and stuff like that. Mostly when he was taking on Zabuza there, Naruto throws the one metal shadows at Sasuke, and she says Sasuke catch, and he said nice job Naruto, so he technically throws the one metal shadows right at Zabuza there. He jumps the first one, second one comes, and he's like, oh crap, another one. And then it was said Naruto, she pops out and she said, take this, and mostly throws a kunai right at Zabuza there, and mostly Zabuza let go of the water jutsu there. So Akashi was technically taking him on again and stuff like that. He gets knocked out by Haku there and stuff like that. Still plays. They did the tree exercise there. Technically, Akashi was saying one or two Ichis mostly mastered the tree exercise. That's what he said. Mostly Sakura did well. And stuff plays out the same on that. And technically, technically the kid was saying something about a hero there. Naruto gets pissed off there and stuff like that. And then Akashi was mostly telling the kid there, saying like, well, she had a rough life there and stuff like that. And mostly they go to the bridge thing there. Sasuke, he was getting funny each other. They were taking on Kashi was taking on Zabuza there. Sasuke was taking on Haku. And then Haku was technically shredding fucking Sasuke up until Naruto technically arrived, and she said she was technically knucklehead ninja there, and she was getting shredded up with Sasuke and the ice mirrors, and we'll see Sasuke goes down. She turns into a Nine Tails form and stuff like that. She said she's like, you bastard, and stuff like that, and then mostly knocking fucking Haku out. And then Gato and his game show up there. They defeated him, and then they mostly went to the Loot Village, or went back to the Loot Village. So that was in part 4 there. So let's go into part 5 with Naruto Girl. So mostly, they to start off this um, Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke were waiting for Akashi there and stuff like that. When they were like, Naruto was like, what? She's like, where's Akashi at? Why he summon us and stuff like that. And then mostly Sasuke was like, mostly he was fucking running late there and stuff like that. Then Akashi comes and he said, well, congratulations, you're in the Chunin exams and stuff like that. And he's like, all you are going to be participating in the Chunin exams and stuff like that. So that he was saying stuff about that there and stuff like that. So when that was going on with that stuff there, Komohamaru saying something uh, about Naruto there. He's like, oh, hey, boss there. And she's like, oh, hey, Naruto. Or, hey, Komohamaru, what are you doing? And stuff like that. That's what Naruto was actually saying to her, to Komohamaru. She's like, well, boss, are you doing it and stuff like that. And then Wiggy and I forgot what the kid's name was that gave the freaking glasses there. He's like, well, they're like, you want to play bot or you want to play ninja with us, boss? So she's like, yeah, sure and stuff. But and then technically, and then he does the sexy jutsu. He's like, oh, well, I'm gonna do the sexy jutsu, and then he does it. He's like, well, it's not better than mine. That's what Naruto was actually saying. and then he turned into it there. And then mostly Sakura there. She's like, she doesn't care and stuff like that. And then Konohamaru was like, you have a big forehead to Sakura. And then she's like, what do you say and stuff. And then Narco and Konohamaru run there, run away from Sakura there and stuff like that. She was definitely chasing them down and shit. And mostly Konohamaru runs into Conqueror there. He picks him up there. He's like, who's this little shrimp there and stuff like that. Narco's like, let him go, or I'll take you out and stuff. And that's what Narco was actually saying. He's like, oh, this is your little shrimp friend and stuff like that. That's what Fub Conqueror was saying. And she's like, let him down and stuff. So technically, he let him down and stuff like that. He's like, you want to take me on, little girl, and stuff like that. He was saying that to Naruto. She's like, I can take your ass on any day and stuff. And then mostly Sasuke throws the pebble at fucking at Conqueror. He's like, what the fuck and stuff. And then he's like, you have nothing to do but pick on girls there and stuff like that. That's what Sasuke said. He's like, oh, and then Conqueror was like, bring it on. He's like, why I want to pick on a girl like I can pick on you and stuff like that. That's what Conqueror was actually saying and shit. And then fucking Conqueror was actually saying, he's like, stop being he's like Conqueror. He's like, don't be an idiot and stop being an embarrassment for our village and stuff like that. You're embarrassing our village and stuff. And then Sasuke saying, who are you and stuff like that. And he said he was Gar from the sand there and stuff like that. So mostly Gaara, Tamari, and Kankuro walk off there. She's like, and then Naruto's like, that jerk and stuff like that. And then Sasuke was saying to Naruto there, he's like, calm down, Naruto. He doesn't know what he's saying and stuff like that. So they go to the exam halls there. Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke there go to the exam halls and stuff like that. Technically, Sasuke there actually was saying something about the doorway there. Was a genjutsu there. And then Naruto was like, she's like, let's go on in. And then technically Sakura was there saying, she's like, wait, Naruto, that's something in there. And he said, yeah, this is a genjutsu and stuff like that. Not really bound an eye there. Mostly that happens there and stuff like that. We see Lee come in the picture there, and then he was suddenly getting our eyes on Sakura, but also Naruto there. Mostly he's like, oh, hey, Sakura. Oh, hey, Naruto. So then they're like, hey, Lee, what are you doing? And stuff like that. He's like, I want to date you, Sakura. Oh, wait, I want to also date you also, Naruto. And they're like, no, I don't want to get dated and stuff like that. They're like, no way and stuff. And he's like, get. And then we see Neji's like, why you want to date both of those girls and stuff like that. And then mostly he's like, they're like, hey, Neji and stuff. And then he's like, you're mostly useless. And he's like, and he looks at Sasuke there. He's like, oh, you're Sasuke. I want to take you on and stuff like that. That's what he's thinking and stuff. He wants to take him on and shit. And then she's like, yeah. And then Naruto's like, hey, I'm over here and stuff. And he's like, I don't care what you think and stuff. She's like, what? You jerk. And she's like, you jerk. Or yeah, she's like, you jerk and stuff like that. He's like, go, let's just go. And he's like, right. So stuff happens there. Mostly Naruto, or they mostly get to the thing there. Uh, Lee comes into the there and stuff like that. He's like, she's like, mostly he's like, he's like, I want to, and then he's like, I want to fight the, he's like, I want to fight a Chiha there and stuff like that. And then he's like, I want to fight you, Chiha and stuff like that. And Naruto's like, I want to fight you there. He's like, well, I want to hurt a girl. He's like, I kind of like you, Naruto. I don't want to hurt a girl like you and stuff. She's like, what? And stuff like that. She's like, ah, and then she technically knocks Naruto on her back and fucking spawns into the thing there, like we see Naruto in the original series. Like, ow! She's like, oh, I'm pretty sorry for that, Naruto. I didn't hurt you that bad, and stuff like that. And then he's like, I want to take on the Uchiha. So Sasuke accepts the challenge there. He activated the shotting gun there. Sakura's like, oh wait, that's the shotting gun and stuff like that. And mostly, technically, uh, mostly he kind of seen Sasuke technically Lee did to Naruto there, and he kind of got a little bit pissed off there, so he wanted to face Lee there, and then Sasuke got his ass handed to him. He got his ass handed to him by fucking Lee and stuff like that. Even with the shotting gun, he still got his ass kicked there. Until guy said, he's like, the guy's summoning turtle says that's enough there. They're like, Naruto's like, wait, that's your sensei and stuff like that. And then guy pops out of the thing there. He's like, yeah, I'm my guy and stuff like that. And then freaking, they're like, oh yeah, and stuff like that. Haha, stuff. And then, and then he's like looking. He's like, Lee, why you're bugging, you're starting fights and stuff like that. Even with two girls, you're trying to fight with two girls there and stuff like that. He's like, I'm sorry, Sensei. He's like, we need to do this, and like he did, like in the original series there. But mostly he, uh, mostly they walked off and stuff like that in the exam and stuff like that. Mostly the council meeting about the tuning exams there, most of the gentlemen doing the tuning exams things and stuff like that, announcing and stuff like that. Plays out the same there. It does play out the same. Ruka was like, wait, those are my students there and stuff like that. You've been announced and stuff. And then Akashi said, like in the original series, he's like, those are not your students anymore, they're mine and stuff. And then stuff like that. He's like, he's getting pissed off and shit. So that was going on with that stuff there. They get to the exam hall there. Technically, they run into Kabuto there, like he did in the original series there. Mostly that Kabuto was actually doing like each class there. They mostly looked at Gaara's class, and he did A's, B's, and C's missions there, or technically C's and B's missions, but also one A mission there. And technically, there were how the heck he got a higher class and stuff like that, a higher rank and stuff. And he's like, well, they did a pretty higher rank and stuff like that for this mission and stuff like that as Guineas and stuff. So they take their test there. It plays out the same like in the actual anime there. Telling Naruto, she's like, ah, come on, I can't figure this shit out and shit like that. And mostly telling Yata there. Then she's like, she's trying to comfort Naruto. She's like, oh, here, Naruto, you can cheat off of me and stuff like that. That still plays out the same. And mostly some teams get knocked out, like in the original story there, or in the original part, or in the original, yeah, in the original, in the in the original canon there. That still happens there and stuff like that. And and then technically going through the exams, they try to cheat and stuff like that and not get caught. That still happens there and stuff like that. And then Naruto, she stands up. She's like, how this thing's from the test there and stuff like that, and stuff like that. Mostly she explains the test and stuff. And she's like, mostly she was technically it does the same. Mostly that plays out the same. And like Naruto actually slams her hand against the table and um, says, believe it, we have to do this thing there, and like she gave, like Naruto gave the speech there, like in the written test there and stuff like that. That still happens there and stuff. And then he's like, well, and then he's like, well, you figured it out, you passed and stuff like that. So they go to the next stage there. We see Akko. And then technically we see the guy there. He's like, not writing a single thing. She is some type of work there. Naruto, who's a Maki and stuff like that. And then mostly they're like, we see Anko comes in the picture there, and she said, listen up, maggots there, and stuff like that. That still happens, and mostly they're about to get the scroll there, and they mostly let Sasuke hold the scroll like in the original series. So, yep, that's more shit. Comment, rate, responses to members. If you like more videos, please subscribe. Hit the notification for uploads. The next one is the Forts of Death. So, yep, comment, rate, responses to members. If you like it out, out of your peace.